What's up? It's your girl Lucy here, and I am here to give you a little bit of advice on things you need to know if you're about to go work in the food service industry. So your girl works in the food service industry. I work at a yogurt shop. It's not quite as in-your-face food servicey as, you know, a restaurant with like actual hostesses and waitresses and whatnot, and like places that actually fix up and make your food. You know, all I really do is have to make sure there's food for customers to come get. It's like a little buffet for yogurt. Like, what do I know, right? Wrong. Every food service business has some of these problems at least, and I am here to warn you about them, if you will. So without further ado, let's talk about food service. So the first piece of advice you need, whenever you start working there, kind of feel the place out. Don't really put all yourself out there all at once, because that's not always safe. You never know who you're working with. You never know. You just never know. I might be being way too over the top cautious, but that's just my experience. You need to feel out all the coworkers and make sure that you can trust them and maintain a good relationship with them. Anytime that something is wrong, you need to talk to your coworkers. Don't, be passive aggressive and talk bad about them behind their back, because I guarantee they will find out. They are not dumb. They will know if you've been talking about them. My second piece of advice, if you get promoted, don't become some crazy authoritarian coworker that nobody can stand to be around. Because I promise you that your little $1 raise and your like barely anything promotion is not that big a deal to literally anyone except you. Nobody cares. Like, congrats, you're earning more money. Okay, that does not give you the right to go talking to people badly. So, out of kind of the heavy zone into a lighter zone, more advice you need to know is rivalries, restaurant rivalries. There are going to be places competing with your restaurant. You need to sell your restaurant. Tell your friends to eat there. Tell your friends to tell their friends to eat there. Sell it. Sell it, sell it, sell it. And not only are there going to be rivalries within your types of food service, but there's going to be rivalries with your neighbors, like with your, restaurant-like neighbors. So make nice with the restaurants next door. Make nice with the restaurants around and kind of get on good terms with them. You can give each other discounts here and there. You recommend people who maybe are looking for a different kind of food to their place. Just stay on good terms with them, because a lot of restaurants, they like to start beef with other restaurants. Like the place I work at right now, we're going through a thing where
we're not allowed
to use a dump because it's behind another restaurant. So when ours gets full, we don't have anywhere to put our trash. Like, we're not allowed to use the spare one because
the other restaurant owns it.
So just beware of these, because there will be restaurants like this that just want to fight with you, and they just want to talk bad about you, and they just want to, be unfriendly. I went into another restaurant that we're next to, and I had been told that they give out free drinks to the people who work where I work, and I asked about it, and the guy gave me a lot of attitude, and he was really not nice to me. So I took my business elsewhere. I got my drink that day, and I vowed to never go back. So I haven't been back to that restaurant since. So if you're like this guy, be nice. Like, be nice to other customers. Even though he would give all my other coworkers free drinks, he gave me attitude when I asked about it. He was like,
I told them to stop telling people you did that.
Like, what kind of thing is that to even say to anybody? That's not even okay. So what I'm saying is make nice. Make nice with the restaurants around you. It'll go a long way. Another thing of advice about working in food service, trying to get people to cover for you. Don't be that person that's always giving up their shifts, always needing someone to cover for them, always having an existential crisis, then they can't come to work. Don't be that person. Don't do that to your coworkers. Don't even get a job if you're gonna do that. Another piece of advice, if you happen to get stuck with a closing shift, or you have maybe checklists of stuff that's required to be done while you're at work, or maybe you're working with someone and they're stuck at the register the entire time. You don't be lazy. Don't save your stuff till the very end. Get it all over with so that you can go help your coworker. Don't be lazy. Don't, take forever to get your stuff done. The minute you get to work, start working, because this stuff's gonna pile up. It's gonna get gross, and That's not fun for literally anybody. And another thing, I might be totally wrong in saying this, but I would like to advise not to eat your merchandise. At least, hear me out, not too much. If you work at a restaurant whose food you love, you're probably gonna get disgusted by their food really quick. But if you're working somewhere with like food that you've never really had before, you're interested in tasting, don't overeat it, because then you will just get extra disgusted of it because you work around it. So my advice would be, if you have a break, to maybe bring your own food or go somewhere else for food, you know. Only eat at your own restaurant a couple times, you know, a week maybe. Like maybe once or twice a week. Don't overdo it, because then you'll just hate your job and it's no fun. Now, if you're like me and you work for a small business, a privately owned company, be sure that you know who you're working for, because I did not even meet the people who owned my company until one of them showed up and just stood at the counter staring over at me into the back, like where I was doing stuff. And I was freaking out because I was alone in the store. There was a big scary man staring at me and I was terrified. I was so skeptical and I was so like stone-faced and like hard when I went up to go like ask him what I could help him with. And it was so embarrassing, because if I'd known who it was, I totally would not have let that happen. So there's my advice for working in food service. Your girl tried to keep it short again. I don't know if this was even helpful. I hope it was somewhat enjoyable at least. Sometimes doing themed videos when I have to come up with something last minute are really hard. But if you want to see some more freestyle-like videos, let us know. We might have a freestyle week coming up soon. And also go check out my main channel. I have lots of fun stuff going on over there. There's videos that just came out. There's more coming out. There was more on their way. Just go check it out and check out my socials, and let's be homies. So, hope you enjoyed You Lucy Tuesdays yet again on 5 Savages. Also, P.S. we are having a double feature this week, if all goes smoothly. Thursday, there will be a feature covering for Katie, since she is involved in the flooding. And Friday, there will also be a feature, our very first feature Friday, actually. And that's all for this video.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.